Hey, everyone. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about mastering the art of starting fresh as a service provider. Just finishing up recording something else, and I have a sore throat, so please bear with me today. It's not too bad. It was worse yesterday. It's feeling better. But anyway, I am Heather Blaze. I am excited to be sharing this with you. I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. And I help service providers, entrepreneurs that offer a service actually bundle their values so that they can charge a premium and set up their systems, automate their systems, streamline their systems, and use proven strategies to get the right people, finding them, calling them, and paying them that premium so that they can meet their financial goals easier and leverage their time and money for freedom, ultimately freedom, right? Freedom and flexibility. I'm pretty sure that's why most of us get into business and not stay in our 9 to 5s, is we want that freedom, that flexibility, that control over our schedule, and also to really impact people too. If you're a service provider, you're probably in it for that too. So welcome. Introduce yourself here in the chat. If you're here with me live, you can put hashtag live. And if you're watching the replay, you can put hashtag replay. But I'd love to hear you say hi, and hopefully you can hear me. Sorry. Look at that. I said, if you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me. And then I muted myself, I think. So anyway, okay, I think we're good. Anyway, mastering the art of starting fresh as a service provider. And also if you can put your name in the comments, because I can't see, it doesn't show me your name unless you put it. So it'd be awesome. So let's dive in, okay? So if we had to start over completely fresh, what would you do? Okay. What would I do? Okay. What to do if you wake up one morning and your list is gone, your website crashed, or maybe your Facebook got shut down too. That could happen for any reason, right? Those Facebook people, right? There's no rhyme or reason, and sometimes they'll just shut you down for no reason, and you can't get a hold of anybody. It's really an interesting system they've got going on there. So you never know, something like that could happen, right? You could be plugging along, doing great, and then all of a sudden you're down. Now what do you do? So you have to start out again fresh. Like, and what if you don't have a big budget, right? So this is what we're going to be talking about today. So the first thing I would do, okay, first thing is to think from your goals, not of your goals. Okay, so you have to have a really clear vision of what you want to create. Okay, because it's like a GPS, right? What's the first thing you have to do when you go to use a GPS is the destination, right? And so we want to be thinking from those goals, okay, not of the goals. And we'll get a little bit deeper as to the difference between that, right? Of course, it's normal to feel stressed if you've lost everything or you had to start over. But the first thing I would really actually tell someone to do is act as if they have already arrived at that desired destination. Operate as if you already have what you want to create. Okay. What I've learned over the years of working with service providers with high ticket offers is you can have an excellent strategy, but without the proper mindset, it won't work. It's like 80% mindset, 20% all the other stuff, all the systems, all the processes, all the strategies, all the marketing stuff. Okay. Without the mindset, nothing will work. Okay. And I'm not talking about like just woo woo. I'm talking about like employee versus empire mindset. And I know I talk about this a lot, but it's also, right, having a specific attitude. Okay. It's always the clients who are investing in doing the mindset work of creating a positive mental attitude and operating from this certain vibration, this certain energy, okay, and an attitude of gratitude, who are the ones who are winning and creating massive income and massive impact. Okay. They are the ones who are succeeding, while those who could be following the exact same strategies are struggling. Okay. They're not working on their mindset. Okay. It has to be a daily thing. It has to be the first thing, and it has to be the main thing. Okay. You show, and it has to be an all day thing. You can't just like do a little 5 minute, 10 minute in the morning and then not have a good mindset the rest of the day, right? You have to do the exercises. I give my clients specific exercises to work on daily to keep that mindset going. Okay. And to keep them focused on what needs to be focused on, right? You show up to win and you show up knowing that it's possible to succeed. Then you become more than willing to pay the price of success because there's nothing else that you want. It's like the main thing, right? And as I say, there's always a way for the committed and resourceful, but there's always an excuse for those who aren't. Okay. And the common tendency is to look at the results and allow that to determine how you'll feel. Okay. But if that's the case, let's say you don't have clients for a few months or something, and then you start like, or even a few weeks, right? Like then people can start being like, oh, what's wrong with me? Why isn't it working? Da 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 da. Maybe I need to fix this. And you start fixing something that's not broken. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do that. And it's all in the way, it's all in the mindset, right? So the key is to mind your mindset and focus on your goals, even in the face of whatever adverse circumstances that are right in front of you, right? Like if your Facebook account gets shut down and you're devastated, okay, it's understandable, but you can't focus on it. You can focus on it, like focus on it for 10 minutes. Okay, it happened, done, right? It's like breaking up with a boyfriend, that broke your heart, maybe, or someone, breaks your heart. Yeah, it's sad. It's like, oh, it's not what you were expecting, and you got to allow yourself, of course, to process that and maybe grieve a little bit. But I don't know, last time I broke up with my last boyfriend, I was like hurt, I was sad, I was upset, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to spend the day in that, feeling that, and then tomorrow I'm going to start focusing on what's going to get me the result that I ultimately want, which is like a relationship, right? I want a good relationship, a healthy relationship. What do I need to be and do and have to have that healthy relationship, right? It's a mindset. So anyway, by doing that, you will be tenacious. Okay. You'll be unbreakable and resourceful. And you got to have those things as an entrepreneur, right? You start to believe in the possibilities even when no one else does. So even when no one else sees or understands how and why you're going to succeed, right? So you have to practice every day stuff like visualization, being grateful in advance, and affirmations, right? I wake up with this attitude of gratitude. As soon as I open my eyes, I look around the room and I do positive aspects of appreciation, which means, I look at the sun shining through my window and how it reflects in my mirror, and then I see the palm trees outside. I'm just like, oh, that makes me feel so good. It's like I feel like I'm in a treehouse. Like, oh, it's so nice. I love it. It makes me happy. It makes me feel good. I have a image of water because I love to wake up to the water, right? I'm not on the ocean yet, but so I have a photograph of the ocean, right? So that's what I wake up to every morning because I want to see the ocean every morning. Like I'm just like so thankful. Oh, I love my house. I love my comforter. I love my whatever, right? It's like, oh, that my jewelry box, so pretty. Just these things like thank you, thank you, thank you. Right. So it sets me up for the day coming from that vibration, coming from um, those affirmations of, oh, today's going to be a great day. Where most people, unfortunately, probably 80% of the population, they wake up thinking about their problems. They think about, oh, the past of what's not working and stuff like that. And then they set themselves up for the day from that aspect. Right. So it's a choice. You get to go either way. So whatever works best for you to get you in the higher vibration, right? So when I talk about higher vibration, higher energy, it's like happy, love, fun. That's a higher vibration. Those are feelings of a higher happy vibration, right? You feel good when you're in love. You feel good when you're laughing, right? But then there's like hate and worry and fear and lack. Those are lower vibrations. Angry, scared, things like that, right? Well, I guess that's fair. So anyway, those are lower vibrations. So, and you can't focus on both at the same time. So which one are you going to focus on? Because whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of. So you get a choice. You get to focus on things that are working or not working, right? So might as well focus on the things that are working and things that make you feel good. So then you can come from that space, right? So don't talk yourself out of doing this very important step, because again, without this, you need to take action, right? But if you're taking action from that lower space versus in that lower energy space, you're going to make decisions that are going to be conducive to that, right? And if you're coming from this higher space, you're going to make decisions that are conducive to that. Does that make sense? So it's so important. Okay. Don't begin to reason out why you're too busy or how anything else is more important that needs your attention, right? Do. Go do it after you take 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you can do in the morning. I'd say RPM, rise, pee, meditate, right? Or rise, pee, mindset, whatever. Okay. So if you want to succeed, don't miss out on the first steps. Okay. If you don't do this, the moment you hit an obstacle or a roadblock, like we're talking about earlier, right? You just might quit or you just might stay stuck longer. And then you're not having that momentum that's going to carry you forward. So, and I know it won't be easy, but it's the only way to stay out of, maybe depression even or burnout or like anytime, like if you hit that ground zero, if something happens, right? And you feel the weight of having to start over, right? Because like it could be devastating, right? So anyway, and remember, Martin Luther King Jr. said, uh, you don't need to see the whole staircase, just the first step. So even though, and so that's why I say don't go to your goals or of your goals, go from your goals, right? Because then you're just going to get propelled towards it, which takes no energy, right? One baby step at a time, right? And it's almost like eating an elephant too. What do they say about eating an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So it's kind of gross, but anyway, it's a big thing, right? This thing that you want to create. And so if you're always thinking about that, it could get overwhelming. So don't get overwhelmed by how big the whole big task is. Just focus on your goals and what you want to create and bring to mind the results that you are aiming for. And then just take it one day at a time. Okay. Moving forward. What can you do today that's going to get you closer to your goal? Okay. All right. Sip of tea. Any questions or anything in the comments? Let me know. Let me know. Let me check it here. Oh, awesome. Hey, Nicole. Cool, cool. Good to see you here. All right. So let's go into number 2. The second thing to do, and that is to identify the problem that you can solve. Okay. So many people get this wrong. Okay. They plan to start a business and they start with something that they're excited about, which is fine too, right? But or what they're really into. Like for example, if you're really into singing, oh, let me start a business about singing. Or if you're really into tennis, like, oh, I'm an amazing tennis player, let me turn that into a business. That can work too. Okay. Like let me give you an example. Like my client Lydia, right? She came on board with me to help religious people through addiction. Halfway through my program, I have an 8-week program. Halfway through, 4 weeks in, she's like, oh, I actually am more passionate and love motorcycle stunt driving. So is it possible to create an offer around that instead? And I was like, yeah, sure. Just, go back to the beginning because it's like a recipe you got to follow. There's a lot that goes into it and you don't want to miss a step or do something out of order. It's not going to work. Oh, shoot. I just clicked something here. So anyway, then she's like, okay, it keeps opening my calendar. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties here. So anyway, she went back to the beginning. She didn't have a website. She didn't have an offer. She didn't have a list. She didn't know what price she was going to charge. She didn't have anything, right? She just knew that she loves motorcycle stunt driving. She's good at motorcycle stunt driving, and she knew other people would love to learn about that, right? So she within 2 months of graduating after the 8-week program, right? She had 3 people in her $5,000 program. So 15,000. And then she had a waiting list of 14 people at $1,000 deposit each to hold their spot because she could only take 3 people on at a time. So 29,000 within 2 months of graduating, right? Amazing. So, and that's how quickly it can go when all the guesswork is taken out of how to set it up, right? Because there's so much that goes into setting up a business that statistics show about 50% of business owners take about 3 to 5 years to try and figure out how to piece all these pieces together. And then the other 50% get overwhelmed and confused and burned out and they quit. And so Anyway, so they come to me and I get to shave 3 to 5 years off. Keep wanting to click this thing that's in the way, but anyway, it keeps going to my calendar. So anyway, that's the kind of results that you can get, right? If you're not trying to piece everything together yourself and throw stuff up on the wall to see what sticks. It's like, let's just follow the recipe and implement everything that needs to be implemented so that you can have, the right people finding you, calling you, and paying you, like Lydia. So anyway, it's like what you really should be thinking about is like, what are the needs that people have? Okay, what are their problems? What are the outcomes that you can help deliver for them? That's the main thing that you want to be thinking about. Yes, you want to be passionate about it as well, because that's going to also give you that drive. But, if you can help people, that really has a deep, fulfilling and satisfying feeling to it too. If you can help them with your gifts, right? So don't just limit yourself by thinking about what you can do. Instead, widen these possibilities by considering what the needs of others are and translate your skills, your interests, your knowledge, your wisdom, your expertise into solutions that you can bring in for people. Because once you've figured that out, then you can go all out and create a result driven high ticket offer. Okay. And that's part of what I help my clients do. So I mean, they know what their knowledge, their wisdom, their expertise is when they come to me, but they're not clear on how to monetize that. So that's what we do. We take it all, everything they know, everything they love, and that they can help somebody with, and then we can bundle it into a really high value, high ticket offer. So what that means is if you solve a major life problem, then you can easily sell your offer for between 3K to 10K. I mean, give or take, right? Sometimes it could be a little bit less, sometimes it could be more than that. But heck, it doesn't even have to be like a major life problem. It could be golf or handstands even. Um, you know, there's this guy Dean who he helps golfers who are really passionate about golf shave off certain points. Some golfers are like diehard golfers. My dad is like he lives for golf, and Dean has a $10,000 offer that he helps with golfers, and he does so he gets like I think he helps like what was last month? Last month he said he had I think 10 or 12 clients last month. Okay. So 10 times 12, right? 120,000 last month, helping people with golf. Okay. That's not a major life problem. It's something that someone's passionate about. So it's a good example. Or handstands. Brian Agnad, for example. Brian teaches people how to do handstands, press up handstands, and he sells that package, that offer for 10,000 as well. And he did about 250,000 in about 6 months, I think, when he launched it. So again, it's just how do you position yourself? How do you communicate the value effectively around what you're offering in order to get the right people, and how do you set up the systems and the strategies to get the right people finding you, calling you, and paying you that, right? And then once you're talking to them, how do you easily guide them into that sale? So how you deliver your program also, I mean, it's really up to you. If you prefer to go one-on-one, right, there can be a cap on that, or hold a 5-day intensive workshop. That's another way to do it, right? Whatever it takes, though, to get the best results in the shortest amount of time for your clients, okay? And I know I use Peggy a lot as an example, but I just want to use her again. She came to me and she was like, going with the system, like she's a speech therapist, and the way the system is set up to help kids with speech therapy, they only go like once a week. It's hours for dollars. They take like a year or more to get results. And I asked her, I said, if you could wave a magic wand and set your business up so you could treat these people and get them the best results, how would that look? Like, how often would they have to, how much time would you have to spend with them? How often would you have to spend with them? Or would you want to spend with them in order to get the best results? And she said, well, every day. And I'm like, well, I don't know if parents are going to want to come every day. Parents are busy, but what if it was like 3 to 5 days a week or whatever? And she's like, yeah. I said, so how quickly could you get them the result? And she said, probably 3 months. Perfect. Right. So she went from struggling to get people to pay $60 an hour to now has a high ticket offer that she enrolls. She's on coming up, lucky number 7 coming up, right? Into her high ticket offer. Okay. So, and the reason why she's able to get them the results is because now they show up, right? They've got a vested interest. Before, when they were just paying hours for dollars, maybe they'd show up, maybe they wouldn't, whatever, right? Now they've invested, they've got skin in the game, they want to get their money's worth, they show up and they get the results, right? And speech therapy doesn't sound like a major life problem, but it actually is. Like these kids are at school struggling with their work, first of all. Second of all, they're getting bullied by their peers, right? So that can really have some psychological effects. It can lead to suicide. Like she's literally saving lives, even though it just sounds like she's, doing speech therapy and helping people fix their R's. There's major things that there's consequences, right? Or there's costs that go around that. Like, how is it affecting them? How is it impacting them? So she's really like doing some great work, right? And so for most of my clients, right, it can't happen, not everybody, but others that have different offers, they do group meetings, right? They'll have like a group so that they can help maybe 5 or 10 people at a time, right? And then if they're charging again between three and $10,000, let's say five just for things, and they've got 10, that's 50,000 a month, right? So it's a way to scale, it's a way to leverage time. And because they're charging that premium, they're able to hit their income goals a lot faster and again have more time freedom, right? The more money you have, the easier it is to to implement more automated systems or hire people or whatever, right? So anyway, a lot of them do group meetings and those have been like the best alternative to leverage that time. So then they could be working maybe, well, Renee, for example, she was working 2 days a week when her son was at his dad's. She's a single mom and doing her high ticket stuff, right? Helping parents win custody battles against narcissists. And again, working 2 days a week, hitting her income goals. So she had that freedom to be with her son the rest of the time. Right. So anyway, and typically when they do a group session like that, then those sessions will include two big components. They'll have training and Q&A for support. Okay. And then note also, right, that you don't need to create an entire offer and wait for it to be perfect before you launch it or have people enrolling in it. Okay. The best way to push yourself into doing something, even if it scares you, is to set a date and have people who expect you to show up right there, expecting you to show up and delivering this. So this means that you can go ahead, set a target date, and start your first batch of clients, even if you haven't perfected your offer just yet. Okay, another example, Mary Rose, she just had an outline of her program. She didn't have a website, she didn't have a list of anything, but she collected 6 deposits between 550 and 1100, she said, into her program that hadn't even started, and that was going to be her starting point. She brought them through because she was confident she could get results as a wellness coach. And by the end of it, she recorded everything, all the sessions that she brought everybody through. And by the end of it, she had her automation, right? It was all set up. So you don't need a membership site first or a perfectly crafted webinar to start making a lot of money, because again, those might just be added reasons to keep you delaying, like doing the busy work, right? Even if there are already people who need your help, who are looking for you, who want you, they want to pay you. You don't need all that stuff to start making money. You don't even need a website to start making money. Okay. You just need clarity around how to communicate the value effectively around what you have to offer. So dive in and do it. Okay. As long as you know the outcome that you can deliver for your clients, then you're all set. Okay. Create as you go, because that's the only way that you can get better and better at what you do. Okay. When you're actually doing it and running the program and getting real time feedback from your clients. So, okay. All right. Another sip of any questions so far? I'm going to take another sip of my tea. All right, cool. All right. So this brings us to the third thing, number 3. Okay. Um, I want you to enroll who you can. Okay. So this is even if you don't have an extensive email list or a huge Facebook following. Okay. A lot of people, a lot of gurus out there, gurus, oh, you got to have all these, followers and likes and create this no like and trust factor over months or years. And then you can finally get clients. No, you don't need to do that. Okay. Sit down, make a list of people in your life that you can reach out to because they share the problem that you can help solve. Okay. Think also about those acquaintances, okay, who knows someone who has that problem too. Okay. You just got to have that confidence to go out there and find them and offer them your solution. And if you're telling people this and they're not enrolling, it's because your messaging is off. Okay? It's because you're not clear on how to communicate the value effectively around what you have to offer. And that's a huge thing that I help my clients with, and that's the first thing they get like within the first 3 weeks, okay? 3 to 4 weeks, okay? So look around and ask people, okay, I'm in the business of solving this problem. Do you or anyone you know need help in that area? That's it. That's all you got to say. Okay. Because it's a myth that nobody out there needs your help. Okay. There will always be someone. And as long as you reach out and make it known that you're ready to help. Okay. That's it. So don't get me wrong. Again, I teach my clients how to do Facebook ads and how to post, using specific words that they need to use that's going to resonate with their clients, right? We've got like a whole strategy and templates and stuff like that. So they're not out there like putting out fluffy content. Like it needs to be valuable content and relevant content, and it needs to be consistent, but it should only take about 2 hours a week. Okay, 10 to 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes maybe for a live like this, right? Once a week is enough. But yeah, 2 hours maximum a week of marketing when it's done effectively. Okay, is all you really need, effectively and consistently. But what we're talking about here today is what you can do even if you're running out of savings and have a very small budget left, right? Or you don't have that website up and running yet. Like my clients make money before they even have a website. Okay, that's like one of the last things that we work on. In fact, everyone thinks that they need to do that first, but gone are the days of I will build it, they will come. Do you remember that movie with what was his name? Um, what the heck was his name? I can picture his face. Kevin Costner, right? The Field of Dreams. I will build it, they will come. That's what people think about the websites. Doesn't work anymore, right? So again, that's the last thing we work on. That's like putting the roof on the house. You got to have the foundation, you got to have the framework, you got to have all the everything else, and then you put the roof on. The website's like the roof. Okay, so if you're starting with the website, you're starting with the wrong thing. All right. So when this is your situation, right? You just have to be brave enough to talk to people and take action. Like if you've lost everything, if you're just starting out, if you're like starting from scratch and you don't have those things, it's bravery, okay, to talk to people and take action. And then how to communicate the value effectively around what you're offering is going to enroll them into what you have before you even need that. And again, the mindset, right? Because if you're charging a premium, you have to show up with certainty, conviction. And again, like the price has to be based on the value that you're delivering. And it has to, like, we go through exercises. I take my clients through exercises. So this is based on, a lot of stuff. So anyway, get your mindset right and decide to take bold action every single day as you rebuild or start from nothing, right? You might be scared to talk to people because you might be rejected. That's okay. Okay. Not everyone will say yes, but then again, not everyone will say no either. Okay. So, what you're afraid of, because it just might be exactly what you need, in order to hit the ground running, like just face that, right? Okay. Your business is like a mirror, and it's going to have you face all those fears, all the things that you don't like are going to come up with running your business. Okay. So don't give up when it gets hard, because that is what your competitors will do. Okay. So as long as you stay in the game, you'll most likely win. It's really that simple. It's not easy. It's not easy having a business, but it can be simple when you know what you know, when you have that clarity. So this is also why a peer group of like-minded individuals is so important too, right? You might need guides to show you which way to walk because they've already been there. Does that make sense? All right, another sip of tea and we'll move on to number 4. All right, give me a I get it in the comments so I know you're with me. All right, number 4. So once you've enrolled some people in, okay, the fourth thing to do is to have a simple funnel that consistently attracts clients. So don't overcomplicate this, okay? Just keep it as simple as mine, okay? Awesome. So in my business, I have these 4 steps, okay? I've got an ad or a post, okay? And that leads to what I call a valuable free offer, which is like a masterclass of some sort, okay? It's an automated webinar, okay? And then that leads to a phone call, and then that phone call leads to a new client, okay? 4 steps, super simple, okay? So we're not doing any like challenges, we're not doing any, low ticket to high ticket. Like there's all these different strategies out there. Mine's just very simple. That valuable free offer saves so much time. It also creates the know, like, and trust within 24 to 48 hours of someone finding me. Okay. It doesn't have to take months or years. It weeds out the people I wouldn't want to talk to on a phone call because that's going to be a waste of time. And it brings in the people that I would want to talk to that would probably become a new client. Make sense? So it does a lot of heavy lifting. Um, so, and remember, right? Okay, that the bigger the problem is, the more quickly people want it fixed. Okay, so you got to get those right people again, right? That are ready. And like these are people that they're not going to want to buy another ebook. They're not going to be wanting to go to another, watch another free video on YouTube, right? It's all just information. And there's so many pieces to probably what you solve, right? That it's hard to figure out. So on their own, because they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. You're the expert, right? So you know it, but they don't understand it. And so, right, they can't just have like a piece of it. It's like a band-aid when they need surgery, right? So anyway, like they're just not going to want to do all that kind of stuff. So all your potential clients really care about is that they get the maximum result in the shortest time possible. Okay, like a lot of people who are selling these low ticket offers, they're not really solving problems, right? And they feel like they can't really be responsible for that because you only paid like $7 anyway, right? So to be honest, right, most people when they see a low ticket price tag, they would just think that the person offering it is probably not really good. They know that they're going to have to get something else, right? And on the other hand, or it's just going to be like a little piece, right? On the other hand, when you have a high ticket offer, the price itself will already speak to the determined and the resourcefulness because psychologically, like and automatically, they assume that you know very well what you're doing, right? And that you'll be able to get them that result that they're looking for, right? So if you go high ticket, you have to be ready to give whatever it takes to help these people get to their desired outcomes in the least amount of time and in the simplest way possible. Okay. More is not better. More can become too confusing, right? You want to keep it simple. So, number 5. Okay. Now, once you've got your funnel working, okay, we'll just wave a magic wand, everything's set up, the right people finding you, calling you, and paying you. The next thing to do is, right, get these people on that call, right? So or into, if you have like a brick and mortar, into your store, right? Whatever it is. So there's no other way around it, right? You absolutely have to be talking to your potential clients, okay? And this is your way to know if they're a good fit or not. And also, if you're not, I mean, you could be leaving a lot of money on the table too, right? So compared to just having an add to cart button type of thing on your site, which people can just leave or whatever, right? You get people enrolling without knowing who like exactly is signing up for your offer. Like, and you might not even want to work with them. Like, they might be a nightmare, right? Like, you don't want to be working with anyone and everyone, especially when you're doing high ticket, right? Because you can pick and choose and if you're set up properly, right? You can pick and choose who you ideally want to work with. You don't have to work with anyone and everyone just to pay the bills, right? If you're commanding a price of 10K and you've got 5 clients a month, that's 25K if it's at 5,000, right? 50K, like, or more, right? And if you've got it set up in such a way where again, you can leverage your time, the sky's the limit, right? So you need to have a real conversation with each one of them. And that's the only way to find your ideal clients and move towards building a sustainable business where you work with the people that you want and those that you can actually help, right? Because again, you're in the service industry because you want to help, you want to serve, you want to make that impact, right? So you have to stop focusing on selling and start looking into serving people because potential clients will know the difference. They'll feel it. Okay. So they'll just pick up that phone and have an honest conversation. Let your sincerity and your authenticity shine through. So, it's just that's it, right? So then I mean, there's more than there's this syntax, there's like again, strategy and specific questions that you would need to ask your potential clients to easily guide them into that sale. But coming from truth, coming from authenticity, coming from, detachment of the sale, right? Where you're just showing up to help them and see if they're qualified for you to even help them, right? So then you can easily guide them into that sale if they are a good fit. Make sense? So it's all right there. Okay. Even if you're starting from scratch or having a do-over, the only thing that could possibly be standing in your way is your fear or your lack of a game plan and the proper support. Okay, so if you're feeling a lack of confidence, okay, it may be because you're not clear on how to effectively communicate what you offer with the right people. You may be confused or overwhelmed or stuck because you've tried a bunch of things and they're not working. Well, I can tell you that confidence comes from clarity, my friend. Okay, if you want to reach out and talk to me about how the steps that I just shared can apply directly to your existing business so you can clearly, right? Or so you can gain clarity, I should say, and thus gain more confidence. Just type in the word steps into the comments, and I or someone from my team will be sure to get back to you with a DM. So let me do a quick recap on the 5 steps of mastering the art of starting fresh as a service provider. Number 1, think from your goal and act as if you already have accomplished them. Number 2, identify the specific problems that you can solve. Number 3, try to reach out to and enroll anyone you can think of. Number 4, have a simple funnel that consistently attracts clients. And number 5, get those potential clients on the phone call with you so that you can see if they qualify for what you have to offer. All right, everybody, let's see if there's any questions in the comments before we wrap up. Looks good. So that's it for today. I will see you again next Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time for another insightful episode. Also, you can come and join us on Facebook if you'd like in the Business Growth Blueprint for high ticket service providers. And if you're here watching on YouTube and you liked this and you got some, it was helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions about your business challenges, go ahead and post them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them, whether I'm here live. I will see them on a replay. If you watch the replay and you want to comment there, I'm happy to answer those as well. So I will see you soon. Take care, everyone.